Okay, we have Sultan's run from the Quinton class. All right, so Sultan is a really good shooter, and everything about this run I hate. um, he actually won between the two stages combined scores for this class. He had the highest combined score, and I think you would recognize the stage plan wasn't the best. But starting off, um, shooting this target static, which again you can do. I think he's at the level that you can hit a BC zone target on the move, and then this movement here. He's giving up 2 seconds of nothing where you're not pulling the trigger by having to run at these targets before he starts to shoot them. Then he sort of dips the gun, not a lot, but he dips the gun a bit to get to this target. And this is where it starts to go where I really don't like it. He runs away from this target to shoot it from further away. It's backwards motion while he reloads, gets to these targets, and shoots. I don't really like that when that target's 6 inches from your muzzle and you run to make it 7 yards away. I guess, I get his idea. You can see all this stuff from this final position, but he makes himself further away from the targets. He's running there in what looks to me to be sort of an awkward way. He's running backwards. He's backing up. He's crossing his legs over backwards while he's reloading. It doesn't look comfortable to me to do that. And it took him, almost 2.5 seconds to do that while reloading, which actually isn't horrible. But then I think it slowed his shooting down a little bit. His final positioning at these last guys. But 12:65 is a good time compared to, still a good time compared to everybody, really. But I think if he cleaned up that planning issue, it would end up being a much better run. So we'll look at his second run. So a little makeup there at the end. So we shot an extra shot. Time ended up being 12:08. A little bit faster. Should have been, well, what should it have been? Should have been 11:61, which is a very good time. That extra makeup cost him a little over 4/10. And I like most of this run. I like right on the start, out of the box moving. He shoots this guy on the move. Shoots these guys on the move. Shoots that. This part I don't love, just the way he kind of moves here. He's mixing sort of different techniques. He's mixing, walking backwards, sort of hopping, and then doing sort of like a crossover step, which we teach when you're shooting on the move. So you see he does all three of those things and kind of is wiggling around to get into this final position. And then once he's here, the shooting is good. One makeup, which is okay. That's a, tighter shot. I think he's aiming for the head there. But the thing that really jumps out at me is starting here until he's ready to shoot again. That's 3 full seconds. So his static reloads, I think, 1.5 seconds easy, he could easily do. But here it's taken him 3 seconds and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus steps to get his reload done and get his gun back up and ready to shoot. So, if he had had his reload done, let's see, shoot here, 1 step, get the gun in. So he doesn't even have the mag out of the pouch until 1, 2 steps, really. And then it takes him another 2 steps, 2.5 steps to get it in the gun. And then he's shooting up again, up and shooting at a good pace. But that part is really the only major time waster, and it's a big one, 3 seconds to do that reload. So again, just like the last video, if he could have done that reload in 1 or 2 steps and done it in, second and a half or so, it would have saved him, that amount of time. Would have saved him an extra second and a half. And then without the makeup, he'd be right at 10 seconds flat, which would have been, the top run in the class for the day. But other than that, good shooting. For him, I think just to be aware of these little stage planning sort of hang-ups and work on, not necessarily movement techniques, but like decide ahead of time what you're going to do. In this position, not that one. In this position here, are you gonna back out and then run to the right, or are you gonna shuffle step, or are you gonna? He kind of does all of them here. So that I think is a little bit of a just sort of visualization issue where you're not really sure where you're going when you come out of the position, and your body just kind of does what it's going to do. But you want to have a plan, and you want to be able to visualize that and execute it when it's time for your run, rather than just figure, well, I'll shoot this target, and however I end up over here, I'll get over there eventually, and he does. But if you have an idea for the way you're going to make that movement, it'll be more effective while you're running it. Plus, you can practice that technique outside of the actual match, so that when it comes time to do it, this move that he did here isn't something that you're going to be able to practice. But if he had come out of here and exploded to the right while doing a reload, you can practice running to the right and reloading, running to the left and reloading, stuff like that. So just something to think about.